good question. So how can companies derive a greater benefit from training if they invest in a private course rather than just sending people piecemeal to public classes? I think it's an interesting question, and I think it's because ultimately because you're able, in the context of that class, to air your dirty laundry a little bit more than if you go to a public class. I always try and create a safe space in public classes that people feel that they're able to talk about things that are happening in their company, and everybody else in the room's going to, kind of pretend they didn't hear it afterwards, type of thing, so that we can talk about things. But you don't feel as comfortable as perhaps you can be within the boundaries of a single organization. And quite often, and I've had this with certain private classes where I'm talking about professional Scrum, and I'm talking about continuous delivery to production, and I'm talking about unit testing, and I'm talking about just all of those things around DevOps and Agile. And there are people in the room that will say, we can't do that here because of XYZ. And what's very interesting is you'll have somebody in the room that says, well, actually, on our team, we are able to do that. It's like, okay, well, why can this team do that in your organization, but these teams believe they can't? Right? That can be an important discussion to have, because if somebody can do it, you can pretty much all do it, right? So dirty laundry, that realization of the possible through talking to other people in your organization. If everybody in the group is in the same team, it's also a little bit different. I've done Agile leadership classes with the whole leadership team for an organization. And that brings up interesting conversations. And quite often they're conversations that the participants believe they should have already had, right? Why do I need to come to this training to have these conversations? But that it's that they weren't provoked, right? It's comfortable to not have those conversations, do the same thing that we've always done, running on the treadmill, getting things done. But sometimes you need somebody to provoke you into thinking differently, provoke you into thinking about how you do things. And I think that's the same is true for consulting and training, but especially for private training. There's a lot of provoking and asking difficult questions, and maybe the questions they don't want to answer, right? Because in not wanting to answer it, they realize something about themselves as well. So that for me is the added value to private classes, is that there's a lot more candor than maybe there might be in a public class. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, follow, and subscribe. I always reply to comments, and if you want to have a chat about this or anything else Agile, Scrum, or DevOps, then please book a coffee with me through NKD Agility.